Okay, we are officially live. A little delayed because technology sucks. But Frenchie, we have Portimao. I don't even remember how many laps it is, to be totally honest with you. I'll look that up in a minute here. But what are your thoughts after qualifying? And I know you have some trivia to get to, so I won't forget about that.
Yeah, just a little trivia. But after qualifying, honestly, I think it's weird to see Bottas on pole because he's looked pretty weak this season. Um, so I don't think this is a sign of good things to come. Unfortunately for him, I think he's probably going to lose the lead in the first couple laps of the race.
So, how how many laps does it take for Bottas to go from first place to let's just say out of first place. Let's not. I'll try not to be too mean.
Um, I'd put the over under at like 5 laps.
Okay, 5 laps. Ooh. All right. I dig it. All right, let's get to your first trivia question.
Okay, so the first trivia question is the last time, I guess before they came back to the track at Portimao last year, when they used to race at Estoril, who won the last race there, the Portuguese Grand Prix? It was in 1996, if that helps you.
Damon Hill.
It's a good guess because he was champion that year, but no, it's somebody else who was pretty high up in the championship that year.
I feel like saying Schumacher is too obvious. Like it's not going to be Michael Schumacher.
No, it's not. But again, somebody that's another
Yeah.
good guess of someone who was high up in the championship that year.
Okay, so it's not Damon Hill. It's not Michael Schumacher. Who else raced in 1996? Who was? I'm just gonna say whoever Schumacher's teammate was, and the name is escaping me right now.
I think Irvine was his champion or was his teammate, so it definitely wasn't Irvine.
No, no. Okay, I'm 0 for 3. Go ahead and give me the answer on this one.
It was actually Jacques Villeneuve won the last race there in
Shoot.
'96.
I was kind of thinking that, and then I was like, nah, that can't be it. That's too again too obvious. Oh, we are on YouTube as well because YouTube is finally fixed working thanks to my 90-day timeout. But what can you do about that? Okay, so we have
Out of YouTube prison.
yeah, I'm out of YouTube prison, which is like the longest prison sentence of like any social media for some reason. Um, so let's see here. The field today, and I have the starting grid on my screen in front of me here for those watching. The field today, like outside of the top 10, you've got George Russell in 11th, Alonso 13th, Sonoda 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Ricardo 16th, Stroll 17th, who are all more than capable of making moves at a track like Portimao. Do you think that makes this race, especially the beginning of the race or any restarts if there's a caution, uh, pretty spicy?
Absolutely. I don't see Stroll or Ricardo kind of sitting in the back for the whole race. They're definitely top 10 cars, if not even, top 8, top 7 cars. So I think they're coming through the field, and that's going to make things pretty exciting to see because there are some good passing zones, but it's not going to be easy to come from that far back.
Okay, fair. Let's see here. Um, if you're going to pick, oh, actually, hold on. Let me pull up our predictions. That'll take me a minute. I'm trying to get our predictions ready because we're going to add you to the prediction sheet here.
Oh, cool. Feels so official.
And yeah, you can make fun of my Ricardo's going to have a good weekend prediction so far because it's not off to the best start.
Well, you cursed him in qualifying, but it honestly might just make it more dramatic for him to have a good weekend if he has to come from so far back. So there's still a chance.
Yeah, and I mean, Will Power also qualified poorly in IndyCar last weekend and finished seventh. So, like, my pick did recover. So, your pick to have a good weekend
A good weekend. I
or a
think
good race. I forgot it's Sunday.
I think Lando might keep his streak going. I think he's probably going to have a good weekend or good race. Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier to pick once qualifying has already happened, so I feel like I've got an unfair advantage.
Bad race.
Bad race.
And you can't. The rule is you can't take a Haas
Latifi?
driver. Yeah, and Latifi.
Okay. I think that Alonso is probably going to have a pretty blah race. I don't think he's going to do much today. For some reason, he just doesn't seem to have the same pace of Ocon, and that's really weird for me to say.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. Okay, last one is so outside of this has to be somebody starting outside of the top 5, who is a dark horse to finish in the top 5.
I'm just gonna go super spicy and say Russell because he looked so
Oh,
fast. I
okay.
really kind of don't think he's gonna finish in the top 5, but I just want to say that because everyone's been hating on him since the Bottas incident last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and it would be a really good way to silence all that hate.
Yeah, I dig that. All right, so we've got the predictions out of the way here. Obviously, the last prediction we can't do since qualifying's already happened. Let's go to trivia question number 2 that I'm probably gonna fail miserably on.
Oh no, this one I think you might do better. So 2 drivers that I could see kind of in recent years, like let's say since 1984, I think is when they first went back to Portugal.
Yeah.
Won their first Grand Prix at Estoril in Portugal. There's not too much I can ask about Portimao, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Who are the 2 that won their first races? One of them is like, I think it's pretty obvious because pretty famous guy.
Are either of them currently racing?
No, both have retired.
Okay. Let's go with. Oh, they
I can give you the
talked about.
years if that helps.
No, that definitely. Yeah, maybe.
All right, so 1985 was the first one, and this is somebody who, if you don't know it, we're kind of on an important weekend for this individual.
So Senna.
Yep, he won his first race at Estoril in '85.
Yep.
For
I knew
Lotus.
they talked about that during the broadcast yesterday, and I was between him and who's the other guy who unfortunately passed away that weekend.
Oh, at Imola, Roland Ratzenberger.
Yeah. Did he actually ever win a race? I can't remember.
I don't think he was in a competitive enough car, but I think most people who knew him well thought he had the talent to be a race winner, from what I've read.
Okay.
He was in a Simtech, I want to say, or something.
Oh, wow.
It was like a really low budget team, I think.
Got it. My Twitch stream makes all these funny sounds, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now. So if you're commenting on Twitch, I can't really tell. This Twitch is like the one technology that confuses the heck out of me. Okay, so we've got the trivia out of the way here.
Oh no, you missed one. You still have one more to guess.
Oh, what was the year?
95.
95. So it can't be Schumacher because he was already winning at that point.
No, but it was an important Schumacher rival.
Schumacher rival Villeneuve?
No, he wasn't in IndyCar, or he was in IndyCar 95.
Right.
Which is hard to, because he was in IndyCar for such a short time.
I know. That's why I was like, well, it has to be him then. For those wondering, my hands are far away from the keyboard. I am not trying to Google this.
Well, you're pretty close because he was a Williams driver.
God, who the hell was the other Williams driver that year? Villeneuve, Damon Hill.
No, Damon Hill had already won because he was in 94 and 93.
Yeah,
it was Hill's teammate though. You could do it. It's someone I know you know.
I know, and I'm gonna be very mad when I in like 10 seconds go like, yeah, I give up. Yeah, I give up.
All right, it was David Coulthard won his first race at Portugal '95.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming. Uh,
I have not watched that race, so I feel like I should go back and watch it because I guess he was really pretty good in that first season with Williams, but maybe had already signed his deal to move to McLaren the next year, where he drove for that really crappy Mercedes the last year they had the Marlboro livery.
Makes sense. Damn, I'm really mad at myself for that one. Well, I finally figured out what those noises were coming from my computer. It is our team pit lane Discord chat. As you can tell, apparently I don't know Discord that well either. But if you want to join Team Pit Lane, just shoot me a DM, and you get private racing chat that literally goes, I don't know, Frenchie, what's it go, like pretty much like 24/7, like maybe with the exception of like a couple hours a day.
Yeah, and I mean, we have some international members, so different time zones and everything. I feel like you could say it's 24/7.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see here. Okay, we've got a couple minutes left. Let's make some on the spot predictions here. I love Portimao. I love the fact that like you get that long kind of winding or long corner going onto the main straightaway. It's almost like Monza, but a little bit more flow to it. Like you can carry a little bit more speed in that last corner. So you should see some mega runs down the front straightaway. So Portimao is definitely one of my favorite tracks on the calendar this year. So with that being said, where on, I know this is really putting you on the spot, would Portimao make your top 5 tracks of the 2021 schedule?
Yeah, I think it would. I really like the elevation changes that
Okay.
they have there too. I think they're really cool. Like just kind of the hills that you see on the straight and everything, and kind of going up and down some of those corners. So yeah, I think it would. I really want them to put it in the F1 2021 game.
I'm pretty sure it will be in the game. I think it might be like added like a little bit after the game comes out. I think is one of those like downloadable content packs.
Oh, I'll be
Um,
buying that.
yes, I will buy that one because I think they're going to put Imola in it as well. And I think they said there was going to be like a third one. I don't remember what it was.
That's just
But
being cheap because they know that everyone's going to pay extra for those.
yes, and I know I'm a sucker, and like I'm not even worried. It could cost another $20, and I'd still be like, "Yep, done."
Yeah, exactly.
So your podium, we're gonna round it out with podium prediction. Your podium this morning for us is which 3 drivers?
I feel like you can't uh, take Lewis off the podium, especially with watching
Yep.
him at Imola. Like he's going to be somewhere on the podium. Um, and Max. I mean, I just feel like this championship is going to be him and Lewis going on the podium every week. It just kind of shakes out of who has the least bad luck this year. And then for the third podium spot, I kind of want to say somebody who's a little bit less likely. I don't think Bottas is going to be on the podium. I'd say Sainz. Let's say he's going to have a good day, starting fifth. I'd say he can probably
Okay.
bring a podium finish today.
All right. So I'm trying to jot it down, and I forgot to jot it down. Can you go through your 3 again?
Oh, was it supposed to be an order of where they finished?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I'd say Max, Lewis, and Carlos Sainz. Although Max and
Okay.
Lewis is kind of cheap for me to say, but I feel like you can't put them off the podium unless something really crazy happens, like they crash or have a mechanical failure.
I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed, but all right, let's go. Let's go with Max. I'm gonna say Lewis and Bottas get angry at each other and have a collision. So let's go Max, Lando, and Leclerc.
I could see that happening. It'd be very interesting if Bottas had a wreck with another Mercedes affiliated driver 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I agree. So on that note, uh, we'll wrap it up. Frenchie, thanks for hanging out. Obviously, we'll do another one of these before Spain in 2 weeks. Enjoy the race. And remember, F1 TV has driver in-car cams, which also include the. Oh, hold on. I went to put up this graphic real quick. How can we forget this from my buddy Pietro? Thanks for coming up with the race simulation pace. So Red Bull looking super strong when it comes to long stints. Haas looking super, super weak.
Wow. That is a huge gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really cool graphic.
Yes, Pietro's the man. I don't know if he's watching, but he helps me create these. That's where the qualifying one came from yesterday as well. So, yeah, I think it should be very interesting. I think like pretty much anybody from like McLaren to, I mean, all the way down to Alfa Romeo could easily be fighting for a position.
This
Like
really
a
shows
top
you.
10 position.
This really shows you how Haas makes Williams look good. That's crazy. Just to kind of visualize this.
Yeah, very well said. Let's go anybody but Bottas and Ocon, and we'll leave my rudeness at that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Frenchie, oh hi Kat. Sorry, I just saw your message from a couple minutes ago. Thanks for hanging out. I got away from looking at my Twitch comments. So enjoy the race, Frenchie. I'll talk to you very shortly.